Hey NFL fans, before we dive into today's hottest stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update from NFL News Now. The Detroit Lions got a much-needed boost on Thursday, and it couldn't have come at a better time. After a stretch of uncertainty surrounding the team's offensive line, both starting tackles, Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker, were spotted back on the field, helmets on, cleats digging into the turf, and energy buzzing through the practice facility. It's the kind of sight that makes coaches exhale and fans sit up a little straighter. For a team that has battled through injuries and inconsistency up front, seeing those two cornerstones back in action is a major storyline heading into Sunday's clash against Washington. And make no mistake, this isn't just another injury update. This is the heartbeat of the Lions' offense beginning to pulse again. Penei Sewell, the young star who's become one of the best right tackles in the entire NFL, was limited in practice with a shoulder issue, but even a limited Sewell is huge news. This is a guy who plays with a blend of raw power and polished technique that few linemen possess. His return to the field means Jared Goff can breathe easier in the pocket, and David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs can expect cleaner running lanes. On the other side, veteran Taylor Decker, who's been a reliable presence at left tackle for years, was also limited with a shoulder injury, but just seeing him moving through drills again was encouraging. Decker's leadership, both on and off the field, has been a stabilizing force for this offensive line, and his ability to protect Goff's blind side is crucial to the Lions' offensive rhythm. When Decker and Sewell are both healthy and playing together, Detroit's offense simply feels different. There's more confidence, more balance, and more bite in their attack. It's been a strange few weeks for the Lions' offensive front. Injuries have forced them to shuffle players, test depth, and adapt on the fly. Yet, through it all, this group has continued to grind, reflecting the gritty, blue-collar identity that head coach Dan Campbell has instilled in this team. Getting both starting tackles back at practice signals that the line might finally be nearing full strength again. And that couldn't be better timing, especially considering what's ahead. Washington's defensive front, led by physical linemen who love to bring pressure, has a reputation for disrupting opposing quarterbacks. The Lions will need every ounce of protection they can get to keep Goff upright and give their offense time to execute. The positive signs didn't stop with Decker and Sewell. Backup tackle Dan Skipper, who's been dealing with a back issue, was also seen participating. Skipper may not be a household name, but his versatility and size make him a valuable depth piece. Having him available adds insurance if either of the starters needs a breather or if the team decides to rotate linemen to manage workloads. For a coaching staff that values depth and physicality, having all three tackles trending in the right direction is a welcome development. Offensive line coach Hank Fraley must be smiling from ear to ear, knowing he's finally getting his full unit back in motion. Of course, it wasn't all good news coming out of practice. The Lions still had several key players sidelined with various ailments. Safety Kirby Joseph, a vital part of Detroit's secondary, was out with a knee issue. Joseph's absence looms large, especially given his range in coverage and ability to read quarterbacks. Without him, the Lions' defense can feel a step slower in deep coverage, forcing adjustments in how they deploy safeties. Defensive lineman Pat O'Connor was also out with a knee injury, limiting the rotation along the defensive front. While O'Connor might not be a headline name, his presence adds depth and energy to the pass rush, and missing him for any stretch can affect the team's ability to rotate fresh legs. Running back Jacob Sailors was also held out due to a back injury, another hit to the depth chart, particularly with the physical demands of the position late in the season. Meanwhile, several players remained limited for the second straight day. Offensive lineman Miles Frazier, who's been dealing with a knee injury, continued to work in a restricted capacity. Edge rusher Josh Paschal, another key rotational piece, was limited with a back issue. Pascal's power off the edge has been valuable for the Lions' defensive front, and having him at full strength would give Detroit more flexibility in its defensive schemes. Running back Craig Reynolds, nursing a hamstring injury, stayed limited as well. Reynolds has been an important complementary piece in the backfield, stepping up when Montgomery or Gibbs needed rest or were banged up. His absence, or even limited availability, forces Detroit to rely more heavily on its top two backs, something the team will monitor closely. Linebackers Malcolm Rodriguez and Grant Stewart were also limited with knee and foot issues respectively, keeping the coaching staff on alert about their availability heading into the weekend. Injuries have been part of the story all season for Detroit, but this team has shown resilience in the face of adversity. Campbell's mantra has always been about grit, toughness, and finding ways to overcome. That mentality has seeped into every corner of this locker room. The return of Sewell and Decker is more than just a tactical advantage. It's an emotional lift. These are leaders, tone setters, and warriors in the trenches. When they're out there, the offense plays with a different swagger. The rhythm improves. The running game opens up. The play-action passes become more dangerous. And most importantly, the team plays with confidence that they can dictate the tempo instead of reacting to it. Fans can already picture it. Goff dropping back, Sewell locking up a pass rusher on one side, Decker sealing off the edge on the other, and Gibbs slicing through a hole that looks like it was carved by bulldozers. That's Detroit Lions football at its best: physical, relentless, and efficient. This team knows that to make a deep run, especially as the season grinds into its colder months, games will be won and lost in the trenches. The offensive line is the backbone of everything they do. Without it, the offense sputters. With it, they're capable of going toe-to-toe with anyone in the league. Looking ahead to Sunday's matchup in Washington, the challenge is clear. Washington's defense may not be elite statistically, but it plays with aggression and has a knack for collapsing pockets quickly. Keeping Goff upright will be essential to maintaining the timing of Ben Johnson's offense, which thrives on precision and rhythm. If Sewell and Decker can stay healthy and play, it changes everything. The Lions will have the flexibility to call deeper routes, to take more chances downfield, and to control the clock with a powerful ground attack. It's the type of game plan that not only wears down a defense, but also sets the tone for the rest of the season. In a way, this moment feels like a microcosm of Detroit's season so far, a mix of setbacks and comebacks, frustrations and triumphs. The return of the two tackles is symbolic of a team that refuses to be derailed by adversity. Campbell has built a culture where excuses don't exist, and players fight to get back on the field because they believe in something bigger. The Lions' resurgence over the past 2 seasons hasn't been an accident. It's been built on resilience, accountability, and a belief that every snap, every rep, and every player matters. Sewell and Decker returning to practice isn't just a step toward health. It's a reminder of the identity this team has embraced. As the Lions prepare to board the plane for Washington, the mood around the facility feels cautiously optimistic. There's still work to be done, players still need to test their bodies, and no one's declaring them 100% ready just yet. But the tone has shifted. The sight of those two massive bookends back in uniform, even in a limited role, changes everything. It's like the team's equilibrium has been restored. Offensive coordinator Ben Johnson can open up his playbook again. The run game can regain its rhythm. The locker room, which has battled through the grind of injuries and fatigue, can feel that spark again. In the NFL, weeks like this matter. Momentum matters. Confidence matters. And for the Detroit Lions, getting their anchors back on the offensive line might be the catalyst that reignites their push toward the postseason. The road ahead will still be tough. Washington, divisional battles, and playoff implications all loom. But the pieces are starting to fall back into place. And for a team that's prided itself on being battle-tested and fearless, this feels like the beginning of another strong stretch. The trenches are reloading. The leaders are back. The Lions, once again, are roaring at full volume. Keep watching as we analyze more details about some rumors. Whispers have been swirling around the league for weeks now, and finally, it seems that the speculation surrounding Jared Goff's future with the Detroit Lions has reached a fever pitch. Sources close to the team, as well as insiders who prefer to remain unnamed, suggest that a seismic shift could be on the horizon, one that would see the quarterback who helped the Lions rise to prominence over the last few seasons pack up his cleats and head elsewhere. Detroit fans, who have endured decades of frustration and mediocrity, suddenly find themselves at a crossroads, teetering between heartbreak and the thrilling anticipation of what a major shakeup could bring. The chatter is intense and relentless. Sports media pundits, Twitter accounts, and even former players are all weighing in, painting a picture of a franchise on the brink of change. The word on the street is that this isn't just a routine trade talk or a minor roster adjustment. This could be the end of an era in Detroit, the closing of a chapter defined by Goff's calm leadership, surgical pocket presence, and that uncanny ability to engineer drives in crunch time, all while a fanbase held its breath week after week. And now, as rumors of his exit grow louder, everyone is left asking the same question: why now? Those in the know suggest that there are multiple layers to this potential move. Performance alone doesn't seem to be the issue. Jared Goff has remained steady, if not spectacular, in his time with the Lions. What appears to be fueling the speculation is a combination of salary cap considerations, strategic planning for the future, and perhaps even a desire on Goff's part to chase something bigger or simply different. The league, of course, is a ruthless ecosystem, and teams are constantly balancing immediate competitiveness with long-term sustainability. Detroit has built a team that looks ready to contend, but some whispers imply that the front office might be entertaining the idea of flipping Goff while his trade value is at its peak. And that is where the intrigue deepens. A trade like this could reshape not only Detroit's roster, but also the entire landscape of the NFL. There are murmurs that teams from coast to coast are already circling, evaluating their options, and imagining how a quarterback of Goff's caliber could change their trajectory. The drama is palpable, as if everyone in the league is holding their breath, waiting for the Lions to make the first move in what could be the most talked-about transaction of the season. What makes this story even juicier is the timing. The NFL calendar is such that every rumor is amplified by context. The draft is looming, free agency is approaching, and every move carries ripple effects. Insiders hint that Goff's potential departure isn't just about the here and now. It's about positioning for the future. Detroit could be thinking in terms of draft capital, potential replacements, or even creating cap space to bring in multiple pieces rather than relying on a single veteran quarterback. Meanwhile, the quarterback himself is reportedly weighing his options carefully. Sources close to Goff indicate that he is focused on winning and wants to be in a situation where he has a real shot at a Super Bowl run. Could this be a mutual parting of ways? One where both player and team see opportunity in separation? That's the story being whispered in league circles, and fans can almost feel the tension building, as if the next few weeks could be transformative not just for the Lions, but for the league as a whole. Every call, every meeting, every handshake in Detroit could be the spark that sets this domino effect into motion. Detroit itself is a city that has seen its share of sports heartbreak, and the thought of losing Goff is hitting fans hard. Social media is ablaze with speculation, reactions ranging from shock and disbelief to cautious optimism about what could come next. Imagine a team that has finally tasted competitiveness, suddenly facing the uncertainty of a quarterback carousel. The Lions fanbase is notoriously passionate, and the rumors of Goff leaving are fueling heated debates. Do you mourn the departure of a player who has given you moments of hope and resilience? Or do you embrace the possibilities that a new quarterback could bring? The tension is almost cinematic, the kind of drama that makes NFL off-seasons as compelling as the games themselves. Everyone is trying to read the tea leaves, analyzing every front office statement, every Goff interview, searching for hints, anything that could tip the balance toward confirming or denying this seismic shift. Meanwhile, league observers are piecing together potential scenarios. Some insiders suggest that Goff could land with a contender hungry for a steady hand at the helm, a quarterback who can manage the game, make accurate throws, and lead a team deep into the playoffs. Other analysts speculate that he might be used as leverage in a blockbuster trade, a move that brings multiple young assets to Detroit, ensuring the franchise remains competitive for years to come. And then there are those who suggest an even more dramatic storyline. What if Goff is heading somewhere completely unexpected, a team that no one sees coming, a narrative twist that could rewrite the headlines and dominate sports media for months? The possibilities are endless, and that is precisely what makes this story so tantalizing. Rumors are rarely this intense, rarely this all-encompassing, and rarely this capable of captivating the imagination of fans, pundits, and insiders alike. Adding to the intrigue is the relationship between Goff and the Lions coaching staff. Sources suggest that, despite public statements of solidarity and support, there have been private discussions about the direction of the team and whether Goff fits into the long-term blueprint. Some whispers hint at philosophical differences, subtle tensions, and even divergent visions for the future, all of which could be contributing to the mounting pressure for a change. The media is starting to pick up on nuances in Goff's interviews, interpreting body language, word choice, and tone as potential clues about his next move. Meanwhile, rival teams are reportedly making preliminary calls, feeling out the Lions' willingness to negotiate, and strategizing how best to position themselves if a trade does, in fact, materialize. The chessboard is set, and every move carries implications far beyond what meets the eye. For Detroit, the stakes could not be higher. Losing a quarterback of Goff's caliber would be a gamble, a risk that could either free the team to rebuild more strategically or plunge them into a period of instability. Fans are divided, social media debates rage, and sports analysts are practically salivating over the potential storyline. Imagine a franchise that has clawed its way back into relevance suddenly forced to redefine itself. Every speculation, every rumor, every insider whisper is amplified by the reality that the NFL is an ecosystem where timing is everything, and one wrong move, or one right move, can define a franchise for years. The drama surrounding Goff's future encapsulates everything fans love about the league: the tension, the uncertainty, the human element, and the sheer unpredictability of it all. And then there's Goff himself, a player who has always carried himself with professionalism, composure, and an understated confidence. Sources close to him suggest that he is thoughtful about his next steps, weighing not just the competitive prospects but also the culture, fit, and leadership dynamics of potential landing spots. Rumors suggest conversations with multiple teams, each assessing how he might complement their roster, how he could fit into their offensive schemes, and whether his presence could be the missing piece in a Super Bowl puzzle. The intrigue is heightened by the subtle hints of dissatisfaction from both sides, a situation ripe for speculation and narrative spin. Fans, analysts, and even casual observers are locked into a collective gaze, trying to anticipate the inevitable announcement, aware that when it comes, it could reshape the entire landscape of the league. Detroit's front office is reportedly playing a careful game, weighing every option, consulting scouts, and projecting outcomes with meticulous detail. The NFL is nothing if not a theater of strategy, and every move has cascading consequences. The speculation surrounding Goff has all the elements of a blockbuster saga: a talented and respected quarterback, a city on edge, rival teams poised for action, and a fanbase desperate for clarity. And while no official confirmation has been made, the rumor mill is spinning faster than ever. Each leak, each insider tidbit, each cryptic comment adding fuel to the fire. The story of Jared Goff leaving the Lions is no longer just a possibility. It has become one of the most riveting narratives of the NFL offseason, a drama that will continue to unfold as fans, analysts, and players themselves hold their breath, waiting to see which way the scales will tip. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow NFL fans. Stay tuned for more updates, only here on NFL News Now.